a thing called the hantavirus, which is, listen to this, an airborne virus that comes from rodents' droppings, urine, or saliva, and that also transmits from human to human. What was the COVID story again? It came from a bat and a pangolin in some wet market. And do you remember in January 2020, the people stranded on the Italian ship? A lot of similarities. But wait.
A lot of similarities. Guys, I've seen videos, I think it's in India or some other countries, where they let the rats just run around like pets. All of a sudden they say, well, look what happened because of the rats.
In this one, there's a plot twist. One woman left the ship and collapsed at the airport in Johannesburg, probably infecting other people, just like in the movie Contagion.
Just like in the movies.
Now, the fake news media is sharing this blogger's video on purpose, trying to spread fear amongst us.
All we want right now is to feel safe.
You can act like a man. What's wrong with you?
These fear campaigns usually starts with the WHO saying there's nothing to worry about, but we're monitoring the situation in case people fall for it. And that's when they crank the story, the fear meter, and the mandates. So let's do ourselves a favor and keep that story right where it belongs.
Turn off the noise. Turn on your mind. All these guys. Remember, it belongs in the trash can. You know, Fauci's pandemic playbook, they got exposed. Remember, prosecute this guy, the monster. Remember 1984, he took an infectious agent and introduced it to the population. And that's where you got AIDS. And then you've got the 2017, there's going to be a surprise pandemic. Let's see if we've got that one queued up and ready to go right here.
I heard from the introduction that I have been around for a while and have had the opportunity and the privilege and the pleasure of serving in 5 administrations. I thought I would bring that perspective to the topic today, is the issue of pandemic preparedness. And if there's one message that I want to leave with you today, based on my experience, and you'll see that in a moment, is that there is no question that there will be a challenge, the coming administration, in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak. And I hope by the end of my relatively short presentation, you will understand why the history of the last 32 years that I've been the director of NIAID will tell the next administration that there's no doubt in anyone's mind that they will be faced with the challenges that their predecessors were faced with.
Remember that? And he never did that for any other president. Never came out and made those kind of announcements. But boy, why did they have to do it? Well, we talked about it. The election season. They needed to get President Trump out. And then, 2025, he said there's probably going to be a respiratory pandemic.
What is likely to happen, I don't know if it's going to be next year or 10 years or 15 or 20 years from now.
He knew.
Is the emergence of another respiratory disease. It may be another coronavirus, because we know that coronaviruses really, mostly in bats, have the capability of binding to receptors that are in humans.
The liar.
It could be another flu. We're dealing with H5N1 now, which is bird flu, which has taken the somewhat disturbing step of infecting mammals, namely cows and cats and other mammals, which means it's adapting itself more to a human. So my concern, Walter, is that whenever that happens, the next outbreak will be of a respiratory disease that's easily transmissible, that has a significant degree of morbidity.
And respiratory disease. Guys, another one's coming, right? Not OpQ. Make sure to tell us this. Hantavirus pandemic revealed. The mRNA COVID vaxxed will test positive. In other words, those folks that were out there that got their jab, well, one of those side effects on Pfizer's, on their website, and other sites, hantavirus pulmonary. If you're looking at your screen, one of the side effects circled from their booklet. So, the next pandemic, hantavirus, question mark, from May 10th to 2021, funded by the Gates Foundation. That article was put out, which includes discussion of becoming a pandemic, fatality rates, PCR testing, vaccines in development. And then Pfizer, funded by the Gates Foundation, released trial data as per the FOIA request for March 2nd. You ready? Here's the year, 2022. which included a long list of adverse events of special interest, including hantavirus pulmonary infection, which means those who injected their COVID mRNA bioweapon injections will test positive for antivirus by default. They got the shot, they're probably going to have antivirus. You got it? And also, one reminder out there, a lot of folks out on social media saying, oh, there's this guy named Soothsayer, it's an X account, really strange account, it says the corona ended in 2023 and then hantavirus is coming in 2026. Reminder from Justice Comment, don't fall for this again, it's a plant. How can you predict the future when you know the playbook? This was an old Fed account, don't forget. And also, Ripcord out there to remind us, the scary sounding hantavirus. The media and the WHO are all over the outbreak on the cruise ship MV Hondias, stirring up fear. Don't panic, however, Moderna just so happens to have developed a shot for it. Wow! 2 years ago, Moderna started working on a vaccine for hantavirus. There it is right there in the news. Korea University Vaccine Innovation Center teams with Moderna. And I tell you what, New York Post put this out. Health officials think they've tracked down that source of cruise ship hantavirus outbreak. They asked Trump about this. I got some more in a moment, but I want to see what he had to say.